Thank you, Mr. Garvey, and we'll try to get the center renamed for you again. Thanks, Bill. Now, before we eat, I'd like to offer some special acknowledgement to all the companies and individuals who have so generously contributed to this event. I encourage you to make note of the list of the sponsors in your program this evening. And I wanted you to also know that there were several people who helped with the scholarship, if you will, for our Wallace Scholars tonight. Among them are Kelly Callan from Edmonston Oil Company. She's a member of the Exploration Place Board. And Mr. Tom Zwemke, who you'll hear more about because he is also the producer of this wonderful video that we're going to see. And George and Cindy Jones of Jones Oil Company. So let's give all those folks a hand. The video that you're going to see this evening about Mrs. Wallace, it was also sponsored by, among others, well, this is the list. It's not among others. This is the whole list. Cessna Aircraft Company, Yingling Aviation, Hawker Beechcraft, Bombardier Learjet, the Allen Group, Air Capital Insurance, Flight Safety International, U.S. Labanol, Airbus, and then, of course, the producer, Tom Zwemke. So let's give those folks a hand. Finally, as just a matter of housekeeping before we actually just eat, I'd like to remind you that this evening's festivities are being recorded for posterity, both video and stills. And the still photography, we'd like to thank Graham Ryan from Potent Entertainment, who is photographing tonight's ball. As you'll note, yes, let's give him a hand. Thank you, Johnny. We also want to thank Steve Ludlow and Tim Marvin from Cessna's Visual Media Group for being with us tonight, too. Guys, thank you for being here. And they're doing the supplemental photos and the video. So I think that's about all the housekeeping for now, so let's enjoy our dinner, and we'll be back afterwards for the rest of the evening's program. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while you are having your dessert, I think we'll go ahead and get started. I don't want to keep anyone who wants to away from the dance floor, and I know that there are several of you here that will enjoy that. So we'll get right to it. I hope you've all enjoyed your dinner. We'll be moving forward with the program, but I think we ought to give the Airport Hilton and their staff a little bit of a hand for the job they've done tonight. Thank you. Speaking of serving, please let me take a couple moments now to acknowledge the people who have worked extremely hard and for a number of weeks to make this evening possible. I also want to thank the Wichita Aero Club Ball Committee for their efforts in planning and putting on this event. It was ably co-chaired this year by, and this is the second year in a row, by Ashley Bowen Cook of the Greteman Group. Ashley, where are you? Back there, thank you. You probably need to stand up, Ashley. I don't think anybody can see you. There's Ashley. And Vicki Cleary from Sullivan, Higdon, and Sink. Vicki is in the back. Stand up, Vicki. Those of you who know Vicki know that that's not really her. That's her younger sister with the straight hair as opposed to the curly hair. And then Stephanie Curtis from our Wichita Aero Club staff. Staff, please stand. So these three ladies are the people that you can thank for all kinds of details and effort that they put in, and they developed a plan, fretted over every detail, and spent a tremendous amount of time ensuring that tonight's events went smoothly. As you know, the principal purpose of this annual Wichita Aero Club Ball, as we stated in the inaugural event last year, even though we didn't present one, is to present the Wichita Aero Club trophy. But you can't present a trophy until you have a criteria for potential recipients, and of course, a trophy. Last year we addressed the latter concern by commissioning the design and creation of the trophy, and it was completed by one of Wichita's most prominent artists and sculptors, Mr. Chris Bruner. Chris isn't here tonight, but his wife, Sonia Greteman, is. She's the president of one of Wichita's leading advertising agencies and a Wichita Aero Club board member, and it's a terrific trophy. So it's on display. The big one is on display out in the lobby, in the hallway as you come from the lobby. I hope you'll take a look at it. Obviously, here is a desktop model for Mrs. Wallace. I hope that you'll take the time to admire both of them. And Sonia, would you please convey our appreciation to Chris? Thank you. It's now my pleasure to proceed with our reason for gathering here tonight, and that's actually the presentation of the inaugural Wichita Aero Club trophy to Mrs. Velma Wallace. It's my great pleasure to introduce the editor-in-chief of Twin and Turbine magazine and the chairperson of our Wichita Aero Club trophy nominating committee, Mrs. Diane White, to review the selection process, read the nomination for this year's recipient. Diane?
Good evening. I had the great honor of chairing the committee that was involved with selecting the trophy recipient this year. I had a great committee that worked with me. They included John O'Leary of Airbus, Jeff Pyre of KMAZ Law, Bob Lewin, Hawker Beechcraft, John Tomlin of the National Institute for Aviation Research, Lynn Nichols, Yingling, Paul Bowen Photography, David Cleel, Bombardier, Peggy Gross, also of Bombardier, and Dave Franson. So we received our nominations this summer. We spent a lot of time reading them and discussing them, and we got together in August and made a decision. And very, very thrilled that Velma's here with us today to celebrate receiving this trophy. I'd like to take a few minutes just to read the nominating letter that came from Elizabeth King at Wichita State University. It really sums up and really kind of embodies everything that we felt that Velma is to our community. On behalf of the Wichita State University Foundation, I wish to nominate Velma Wallace as a deserving recipient of the Wichita Aero Club trophy. Mrs. Wallace, or Velma as she's affectionately known, has been a fixture in the aviation community since 1937, when she joined Cessna Aircraft as an executive assistant. From being an accomplished private pilot, both single and multi-engine rated, to being an advocate for educational programs in engineering and aerospace at Wichita State University, Velma has truly made her mark on the aviation industry. Most notably, Velma's contributions to the Wichita aerospace community are demonstrated through her involvement with the College of Engineering at Wichita State University. In 1976, Velma and her late husband, Dwayne, established funds to support scholarships for engineering students and special needs of the College of Engineering. Since that time, over 600 students have participated in the Wallace Scholars Program, with 262 graduates. Velma is very supportive of the scholars, offering personal encouragement and forging relationships with her graduates, who have gone on to productive careers, many within the community's aerospace companies. An extraordinary example of Velma's commitment to the Wallace Scholars was to establish a mentoring program whereby upper-class Wallace Scholars would assist the freshmen and sophomores. In addition, Velma helped to create the Wallace Faculty Awards to recognize excellence in teaching, continuing education, and research. Perhaps one of the most visible examples of Velma's desire to improve educational opportunities for young people in Wichita is her support for Exploration Place, which will introduce its first aviation camp this summer. As well as learning the basics of flying an airplane, participants in this program will explore the history of flight and aviation in the Wichita area. In addition to the Wichita community, Velma has supported the Mid-America Air Museum in Liberal, Kansas, and was instrumental in establishing the aviation-based hands-on Children's Science Center at the museum. In 1992, Wichita State University honored Velma with the President's Medal of Honor for her many contributions to the city, the university, and the young people of both communities. Velma does not view what she does for others as extraordinary, but those of us who have been touched by this remarkable woman know otherwise. She is an inspiration, a mentor, and a matriarch of the Wichita community. We hope that you will consider Velma for this prestigious award, and we certainly did, and we are so very, very honored that you're here to accept it today. I'd like to read the citation. We asked to submit a very short summary of why they think this person deserves the award, and this is what